Join us at Glossy's Beauty and Wellness Summit from November 11th through 13th in Napa, California. Influential beauty and wellness leaders will meet to discuss strategies and pain points, discover innovative tech, and ultimately make valuable business connections through one-on-ones and casual networking. For a limited time, we're offering $200 off with promo code GBS24, no spaces. Again, that's GBS24 with no spaces. Go to glossy.co/beauty summit for more information and to secure your pass today. Thanks for tuning in to this New York Fashion Week edition of the Glossy Podcast. I'm your host, Jill Manoff, and today I'm sitting down with Kate Davidson Hudson, street style star, former fashion editor, and founder of Vêtir, a smart shopping app that launched this year. I had to embarrass you, Kate. As Vêtir will be hosting an event at the start of Fashion Week, I wanted to ask Kate about the strategy, including how it fits into Vêtir's overall marketing plans. I'm also interested in her take on the role of Fashion Week in the industry today, and her approach to planning consecutive days of A+ looks for the shows, giving the people what they want. I'm just speaking for myself, Kate. I'm such a fan of your looks. Okay, welcome. How are you? Happy Fashion Week.
Nice. Thank you. Happy Fashion Week. Happy Fashion Month.
Yeah. Oh my
It's only day -1 and I'm already feeling like we're in it.
Oh my gosh. I am so amateur hour because I'm feeling it's very daunting. I'm only doing New York. Are you making the circuit? Are you going to every week?
I'm not doing London, but I will do Milan and then I'll come home for a few days and then I will go back to Paris. So yes, the whole shebang.
Oh my gosh. Your company, this isn't the first event that you're doing timed with Fashion Week. I feel like you maybe have had dinners or maybe other events leading up. First of all, for those who don't know what you're up to these days, you've got this amazing shopping company that's been in the works for a while now, definitely getting off the ground as the months go by recently. But yeah, tell me about it.
So Vêtir is a smart shopping app. We'll be launching a website version of it as well in the next month. But it really is just a smart shopping app using all of the advances in AI, also incorporating the growing importance of a stylist in the shopper's journey into the whole ecosystem of shopping. So it basically creates a custom algorithm for you as you shop and integrate with the app. And then we think of us as kind of your co-pilot as you navigate the really dense, kind of loud world of e-commerce at this point. There's so much, and it's so hard to contextualize it and sift through it and personalize it. So what we've really done with Vêtir through many different modules and functionalities is made a store for one that's custom curated for you. You can lean on our AI stylist, which is an AI search functionality that can actually go through your digital closet and or our product feeds and create outfits for you if you ask it about specific events you have or specific things you're looking for. And you can also work with one of our stylists or invite your stylist into your app. So it becomes a very streamlined but personalized experience.
It's so exciting. It's the future. And yes, you can upload your styles from your closet like Clueless, except better. A modern version of this, yeah?
Modern Clueless, yes, exactly.
I love it. So what is your event? And what was your decision to activate? I hate that word, but activate around Fashion Week?
So we are launching a really exciting new initiative that we partner with WME IMG Fashions on to, for the first time, make the a selection, at least, of the New York Fashion Week runways shoppable. So we built, when we launched the app, a shoppable video technology. It was typically utilized for our stylists to be able to communicate with their whole roster of clients in a really interactive, highly experiential way, even when they couldn't reach them physically. And they would use our shoppable video technology to style out looks, to talk through capsule collections, to talk through new arrivals. They could deploy it through the app to their clients, and their clients could shop as they talked. So what we're doing now is we're applying that technology to Fashion Week runways And we'll be filming and making the runway shoppable either in a pre-order capacity, or in the instance where some designers have immediates that walk, you'll be able to experience it and shop it in real time. So we have kind of done this little initiative. Tomorrow night, we're kicking off with Tommy and Dee Hilfinger. Tommy graciously offered to co-host in our new store space at Hudson Yards, which is also where a lot of the shows will be taking place, just to kind of celebrate both all the new collections that are coming into the store, plus this new technology that we're piloting for the first time with New York Fashion Week.
Wow. I did not know this runway activity was happening. This is interesting.
Yeah, it should be interesting. Yeah. I mean, if you look at what's happening in Asia with the dominance of shoppable video, both live and pre-recorded, it's really instructive in terms of, a lift in conversion rates, in terms of how do you capture that experiential element that, fashion's so emotional, experience files into that so heavily, but it's so hard to capture real experience in a 2D application. So we're really keen and really bullish on video.
Amazing. So this will be an amazing trial or test to see how this kind of a live activation happens.
Yes. And to see what it does for these designers too, who are really trusting us with their shows and this capacity to see, if we can deliver a lift in terms of conversions. And I think also just the data that we are able to kick back to them in terms of what pieces trended, what pieces, had the most impressions, what pieces had the most engagement, what pieces didn't, and how all of that data goes on to inform what they put into production, how they produce it, where it drops, if one color tracked higher than another in the same SKU. So it's going to be an interesting play. We'll see.
That's fantastic. I also saw that Vêtir at Hudson Yards was listed for your event. Is this a permanent store? Is it a pop-up location? I was intrigued.
Yeah, I am too. I don't know what. What the right answer to that is, because we signed a 6-month lease. And depending on how well it goes, we will extend and we'll stay there. I have been so pleasantly surprised by both the foot traffic and the quality of the clients that have come through the door at our new Vêtir store. The store is half experiential and half private client atelier. So it's the 3,000 square foot space on the main corridor on the first floor. And the front half is concept driven. So every 4 to 6 weeks, the concept will flip. And then all of our brand partners that we partner with on the app will do an edit and merchandise their new season products through the filter of whatever the concept is for that time period. Meaning we have influencer and celebrity closets that are being installed today. So we'll go to all of the influencers and celebrities that are creating their own closet, and they'll pick from our brand partners the key pieces they're buying and wearing for the season. And then they'll do a digital doppelganger of that closet in the app so that people can come and shop. If you love Ashley Graham style, you can go into her closet, shop her outfits, shop her closet. If you love Gigi Hadid style, same thing. And then the back half of the space is by appointment only. So it's where all of our private stylists can bring their private clients and do appointments one-on-one. And so when the client walks in, it's a physical store of one. So it's kind of the physical version of what the app is. And it will be outfitted with everything in their size, everything that they've asked for the season, everything that addresses special occasions that they have. So it's an interesting hybrid space. And then, of course, post-purchase, everything gets uploaded into the client's app. And then our stylists are able to clientele to them in an incremental way throughout the season through the app, even if they don't come into the store. So it's really like I know the new term is like physical or physical digital. So it is that, whatever that is. I hate that term, but it's that.
We're dropping things we hate left and right. We got to go there. No, that makes really good sense. So interesting. I would think that as you kind of, again, got in the weeds with what consumers, clients were interested in, or where the pain points were between the stylist and the client, like a go-to physical space that really represented Vêtir well. That was kind of like you're fulfilling that need. Yeah.
Yes, completely. And we heard it from our stylist first that, a lot of the conversions were happening through the chat channels, but they felt like they needed a tentpole moment a couple times a year where they could meet with the client and just go through, because people change sizes. You still do need that human touch. And a lot of them were renting out suites at different hotels like the Carlisle or the Plaza. So they're super excited to have a permanent kind of footprint that they can use. So yeah, it should be
great. Tell me, you obviously see the value in Fashion Week. You're linking your event adjacent to Fashion Week. Tell me what role it plays, like for a brand, for the industry. Like, what are we going to do starting tomorrow?
Yeah, it's a good question. And I think it's so different city to city, to be honest. I think for New York, it's, obviously it does so much in this new social environment, not even new, in this heavily driven social environment, to amplify the brand and to build that brand equity. How much it drives immediate conversions is yet to be. I'll report back on that. But I think in terms of a brand building exercise, there's still such an important role for Fashion Week and what we do, and how the consumer experiences fashion and really registers on a deep level, a brand and a brand ethos. So I do feel like it's still an important play for now.
Yes. Well, attending as a founder as opposed to an editor, like your perspective has changed when you're going to shows. You're eyeing the product or what's your role this season?
Yeah. Well, for us, a lot of it, we're really keen on discovery brands. So I think a lot of that kind of overlaps with what I did as an editor and kind of that whole effort to discover new talent. So that's really important to us because we don't want to be derivative of every single other e-commerce that's out there. Even though in terms of our buy and kind of what we're offering to the client in terms of product selection. And then, I think you see it through a different lens because you have this immediate feedback loop with the client. Whereas when you're an editor, if it's beautiful, if it's different, if it's directional, then you clock it, register it, you likely shoot it. It goes off into the world and you never get feedback and you never hear or think about it again. Here, when you're, really tightly in tuned with the client, especially the client at this level, the feedback loop is immediate, and that inevitably informs how you see the viability of different pieces. So I think that's a big difference across the board in how you're thinking as you're watching a show.
For sure. Well, I'm so annoying, but you're based in New York. So you haven't spent like today packing, like I'm just about to start packing, but like, how are you planning your looks? Because they will be photographed.
So, packing, I don't envy you. I have packing anxiety.
Yes.
And when do not be insulted if I ever see you when I get off the plane in Europe, because I take a chute trunk, like, those big plastic ones, and I'll be like lugging it. I will pretend I don't know people because it's so embarrassing. I feel like I need options. I feel like the packing is the hardest.
Yes.
But in terms of, now I have this new technology. So I have all my looks, I started when I'll just be like sitting with my kids watching a movie or something, and I'll start like looking at looks and putting looks together in the app, and it becomes almost like gaming in a way. So I've organized them all in my app, all the looks that I've shopped out from my closet combined with pieces that I've bought from our feeds. So it's all in there. And then when I go to Europe, what I'll do is I'll sync the looks with my calendar. So I'll say, I land in Milan. The first show is Fendi at 3:00. So in the 2:00 time slot, I'll put whatever look I'm supposed to wear there. And then you're jet lagged, you're tired, everything's stuffed in a suitcase. You just open it, tells you what you're wearing. And it takes all the kind of, heavy lift of getting yourself dressed out of the equation.
Oh my gosh. I'm sure you could have like this very unique marketing pitch to all of these different niches of fashion people. Like, here's your ultimate fashion week wardrobe planner. Like, that's brilliant. So brilliant.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh my gosh. Tell me about the brands. We haven't had anyone on this Fashion Week podcast series that like has, again, your perspective as somebody who's shopping the brands, scouring the brands. You're not in-house. What brands are you excited to see or even check out? What's catching your eye now?
In terms of new brands or brands?
Or even those that are kind of, I don't know, known and loved, but yeah, what's exciting you today?
I love to shop high-low. So I am always excited about what Frankie Shop is doing. I'm a huge Frankie Shop fan. I think Stod is doing some great stuff. Cult Guy is doing some great stuff. But then, of course, we have Loewe, who we work with some of our private clients, is doing really well. Jacquemus as well. The Row, Celine, Saint Laurent. All of those guys are always my favorite.
Are you a brand in the fashion or luxury industry? The Glossy Fashion and Luxury Awards provide the opportunity to recognize your company's work with categories including Sustainable Brand of the Year, Best Collaboration, Best Experiential Marketing Activation, and more. Don't miss the chance to be recognized alongside past winners from Good American, Skims, and Gucci. Learn more and start your entry at glossy.co/awards/fashion. On that note, on Fashion Week planning, like any typical rituals or any tips for those who are show hopping and trying to remain sane? And this is such a consumer type of a question, but it's just fun. Like, what are your rituals? Do you make time to work out? Who does? But maybe, like, what do you like to do?
Well, I pack 3 workout outfits. Hoping that like that suggestive packing will conjure something.
Me too. Like I always pack and don't wear them, but it's hopeful.
Totally. If I get there once, I'm like, I am winning. I am like awesome.
Totally.
Because the jet lag kills me. And then you're working across time zones. So it's virtually impossible to escape. But yeah. So that is, I think what I might do this time is I might get, which they say helps with jet lag, is I might get an IV treatment. That sounds a little like barbaric, but just get your vitamins up. And there's been so much sickness going around. And I have so many international flights that I might just do that. And I'll let you know how
That's
that goes.
Really smart.
Yeah.
Really smart. Is Vêtir a global company, or a lot of the clients beyond the States, or more so consolidated to the US for now?
It's more so consolidated to the US. We have clients who have multiple homes, and they have homes in Europe and in parts of Asia, but we haven't officially launched there yet. So that will happen early next year.
Right on. Anything that you've told yourself as you do these time and time again of like what's worthy of your time? Is it more so about the more intimate events like you're throwing that are less, I don't know, crazy? Or how do you kind of weed out what's worth it?
I think a lot of the times it's really just the caliber of the partner that we have or the initiative that we want to talk about. I really don't like throwing events personally. I think the team loves it. I don't personally love it, but I think if there's something we really are excited about communicating on and we have a strong partner who wants to go behind it, then that makes sense. Events stress me out to no end. So I I keep telling Caitlin from my team, it feels like we've launched this company 20 times because we did an event in March with Vogue to launch it. And then we've done different pop-ups with different stylists in other markets. But I think, we've had amazing people that I respect and that have wanted to kind of get behind it. So in those cases, that makes sense. I don't think we'll keep up the same cadence of events next year, but I could be eating my words. So yeah.
it doesn't get easier no matter how many you do, right?
No, it's just, and there's so many moving parts, and you have to be, I don't love events, but we're so honored and happy to have Tommy a part of this one. And, obviously we have a lot happening that the whole team has been working so hard on. So it's nice to kind of shine a spotlight on them and give them a minute off to have a cocktail. And
Yes, for sure. Well, looking back at Fashion Week, if we look back at your event, what would make it successful? Maybe some sales are happening. And Fashion Week is overall, like, what are you looking to accomplish this season?
I think, for us, it's just communicating what Vêtir is. When I explain it, it sounds very dense, and I understand that. And I think you have to just get on it and play around with it. And it is so intuitive. I mean, the tech stack is so deep that when you try to explain it to somebody, they kind of, you can see it, they glaze over. They're like AI, and they're just not, so keen to understand it on that level. But I think, the more we get out and talk about it, and the more we kind of illustrate the different use cases, one of the big things that we're showcasing in the event tomorrow is we have all of these, kind of friends of Vêtir who have come in and done their own closets and opened them up to our community. People whose style I love, like I mentioned, we have Saida Silva, Gigi Hadid, Ashley Graham. They've all done their own closets. They're sharing a link to their closet and their outfits so that people can shop it. And that's something that's really interesting and different that no one else is doing, at all in the market that Vêtir is doing. It's, creating this funnel for social shopping that hasn't been done, and opening your closets. And, in that way, I'm excited to do this specific event. Now I'm spacing on your first question. What did you ask me?
Yeah, kind of what equates to success, whether it's around your event or Fashion Week as a whole.
So I think just, the proliferation of the actual app, and just, getting a little bit further down that learning curve for people, having them download it and try it.
Yes.
Sales are, knock on wood, they've been pretty healthy, both in store and on app. So it's just about, scaling it with the right audience.
Yes. I thought it was so interesting. Some of the brands that you called out are in this like not ultra high fashion range, like more contemporary, advanced contemporary, a little more attainable, which was refreshing to hear. Is that kind of what's thriving right now?
Yeah. Well, I feel like we do have such a specific subset. We have the clients that we're taking to Paris that are going to Dior and Celine and doing couture orders. But those women predominantly we just launched beauty, and we're launching men's the week after Fashion Week. But those women are the first to mix it with Zara jeans and a Frankie shop blazer. So it's, you really have to understand the world, or present the world to them. And it's just about, contextualizing it and giving them a good edit. But yeah, I mean, I wear it all. I'll mix, high, low. That's how most people dress, I think, regardless. So those brands are doing very well. But there's also the Loewe's and the, Proenzas and the Rose and, like I said, Dior, Celine's of the world that, are for our client is still performing pretty well.
Yes. Those usual hot suspects.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
No doubt about it. Well, Kate, anything I didn't ask you about this week coming up? I think it's the end of the day. We're going in. We're ready. You feeling good?
So are you feeling good? After you pack, you feel good. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, the packing. I do need your app as a tool, as a guide. That's brilliant.
Thank you. But the packing anxiety is a real thing. It's not fun. Yeah.
Do you know what I do? This is like, I sometimes think that it's better because I stress so much about my packing. Like I give myself a time limit. So I get up at the crazy hour. Like if my flight's at 6, I'll get up at 3. And like you have an hour to pack. And then like you have to pack in an hour. You have no choice. So then I just and do it.
That's actually
otherwise it'll be like a 12-hour project.
I know. That's actually kind of smart. I may try that. Although I wouldn't
It'll make you crazy.
Yeah, because it would be so stressed out about not having enough time in the morning.
We like to make it, I don't know.
It's so hard.
Live on the edge.
It's so hard. And like for the most part, guys have no idea. Like they don't deal with this. Like,
oh my God, but you're launching men's. So they do care about style. They
do. They're just so, well, I shouldn't say that, but we have male clients that we work with on a one-to-one basis. They're just we don't have the men's product feed in yet. So we do work with them off consignment, like polls and whatnot. But, yeah, they are just easier all around. I hate to generalize, but you kind of, give them the components. They don't overthink it. There's less of a fit issue. There's, I buy 3 pairs of jeans based on like how I feel that day. And they're easier and they pack faster. They don't overthink it. They don't have this.
So unfair.
Yeah.
Yet another thing that is so unfair. Oh my gosh, Kate. Well, good luck this week. Good luck with the event.
I will see you tomorrow. Yes. We'll have a much-deserved glass of wine.
Yes, it sounds amazing. Oh my God. Well, thank you so, so much. That's all for this episode. Our theme music is by Otis McDonald. If you liked this episode, be sure to share it with someone else you think would. Thanks for listening to the Glossy Podcast.